way for teachers and students to communicate with one another. There are a couple of different types of forums and you need to know the difference. I'm in a Moodle course right now that's a teacher course, and at the very top of the course is something called announcements. Announcements are added to every course by default. This is a one-way communication between the teacher to the student. So when a teacher makes an announcement in the course announcements, the students can see it, but they can't reply to it like they could in a different type of forum. It will, however, send the entire student population of this course an email whenever you post a course announcement. So one thing that I would recommend doing is maybe change the title of this. It's called announcements, but if you click the pencil, you can always change this to say teacher announcements or course announcements. And when you make an announcement, you basically just click add a new topic, and then you give it a title. And you can type whatever message you want in this message box, and you can use whatever editing tools you need here. So you could use headings, you could use colors, you could add links and pictures, whatever you needed to do in there. And then you can also attach a file. So if you did have a handout or something you wanted students to have, you can put that in the attachments. You can also say that you do not need an editing time delay. The editing time delay for forums gives you a 30-minute time where you could go back and make changes before students receive an email notification. So that's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and check the box that says no on that, and then I'm going to say post to forum. Okay, it says this post will be mailed out immediately to all forum subscribers. The course announcements are a forced subscription, so students are subscribed to it whether they want to be or not. Okay, I'm going to show you now what that looks like from the student view. So I am in this Moodle course now as a student, and I see this is called teacher announcements now, but I don't see that an announcement has been made. So one of the things that students need to do is change their forum preferences so that they can tell when a forum has a new post. This is a user preference, so it's not something that we can set in the system. So I'm going to go into the student preferences, and teachers can do this too, and go down to where it says forum preferences. And right now forum tracking is set to no, and I need to turn that to say yes. And then if I hit save, now when I go back to that course, as a student, I can see, oh, there's one unread post on that announcement. And so it's really helpful. And once it's on, it'll be on for all of my courses. So I would encourage students to change their forum preferences for tracking. Okay, so I can see that I've got an announcement here, but if I go to my student email, I can also see that I got an email notification that my teacher has posted something to the course. The other type of forum that you can add as a teacher is one where students can also interact within the forum. And so in one of your topics that you want to do, you just go to add an activity with your editing on. Make sure you turn your editing on. Go to add an activity, and then you can add what's called a forum activity. And there are several forum types to choose from. So with a standard forum, anyone can start a new discussion at any time, but you can also have different forums where someone has to first post before being able to view other posts. You can set all kinds of settings on these. You can set ratings. There's a lot of things that you can do with forums. I'm going to go ahead and add this forum just to show you some of the settings. So you could give this a forum name. You can give it a description, and this would be where you would put all instructions. And then you can choose the forum type. So if you aren't sure which forum type you want, you can click on the blue question mark and you will see which forum types are possible. So if I wanted to make sure that students first have to post before viewing others, then that would be the Q&A. And so it just kind of explains what those do here. I'm just going to do standard forum for general use. And then basically you have all these little sub menus that you can come down in here and click in and do stuff with. I just click expand all at the very top so I don't have to open all of them, just so I can kind of skim and see what's going on. If you want this to have no attachments or one attachment, you can change that here. You can also display a word count. You can lock the discussion after a certain amount of time. You can put it in a grade category. The ratings, you can choose what type of ratings you want to give this. So you can actually kind of score, if you will, or keep track of the ratings on a forum post. So that's really helpful. You can also restrict access. Restrictions can be a date, or it could be that they have to complete something else in the course in order for that to open, but you do have to have your completion settings turned on in your course settings. I have activity completion turned on, and so that's why this is showing up as an option in my forum. So right now, students can manually mark it, but I want the activity to show complete when certain conditions are met. So I want to require certain posts. I want to say to mark this complete, then students have to create a discussion and they have to reply to 3 people. So that's what's going to complete that activity for a student. And then I can say save and display. And so that'll show me what my forum looks like. The students will see the instructions. They're going to see that they can add a new discussion topic. All right, so I actually have that down in a topic that isn't showing, but if I wanted to move this up, I could put it somewhere else, and then I could say show. So now, if I come back over here as the student, I've got this book discussion that I can do. I can come in here and add a discussion topic. Upload a file, do whatever I need to do, and say post to forum. Okay, and then as the teacher now, should see Pete's post in there as well. Okay, so forums are ways, if you add a forum, a new forum, then that is a way that you can communicate with students, or the students can communicate with one another. And there are lots of like tips and tricks for creating interactive forums as well. I would say also the way the instructor modifies, or sorry, participates in forums also is going to help the students to kind of have a good discussion asynchronously. So if they feel the teacher presence in the discussion forum, it can go a lot better. So I also have tips for creating forums as well, if anybody's interested in that. Okay, so that's basically the difference between announcements and forums, is that an announcement is a one-way communication and a forum is a two-way communication. It also helps to have your forum preferences set to highlight new posts.